I keep deleting footage because I'm like deeply insecure about being vulnerable, and that's fucking lame. So I'm gonna try to just make this video without being a fucking bozo. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be extremely difficult because number one, I am a fucking bozo, and number two, I'm a fucking clown. And so I think that what I'm really trying to get at is something, and the word escapes me. My nose itches. Fuck it, this is how we're gonna do it today, okay? Hi, welcome to my channel. Feel free to subscribe if you're interested in this shit. If I even put anything here, like, feel free to subscribe. Okay, so number one, hi. Number two, number three, welcome. Hey, sorry, my nose itches so badly right now. I don't want to pick my nose like on screen camera thing. How are you guys doing? What's up? Every time I look away and look back, it's like shift, right? It's fine. How are you guys doing? What the fuck is up, bitch? No, I'm kidding. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going well with you guys. Hey, returning people, what's up? How are you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Blah, 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 blah. So a couple of updates. Number one, don't use manic panic. Just don't do it. Like when you're like having a panic and you're manic, don't grab it. I can't wait for this to wash out of my hair because it always bleeds, and I'm very sweaty. I live in South Texas. It's 100 fucking degrees outside, and I wish I don't know, was in Antarctica with all of those psychedelic aliens in the fucking giant hole. Just like, living our best freaky lives, right? So anyways, so I am naturally like very, very attracted to women. I have a husband and we're in a closed relationship. We've been married for 15 years, okay? But I don't find men attractive. And when I do, it's a rare, 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 rare occasion. Very rare. So it always confuses me when I find a guy attractive, right? I'm like, what the fuck? What is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So I watched Willard the other day, and Crispin Glover has had a fucking chokehold on me ever since then, and so I was like, I'll do more research on him. It's easy. I can beat these feelings. I can beat these feelings. It'll be nothing. All I have to do is research on him, right? And then like I'll realize like he's probably some kind of like scummy fucking loser in Hollywood that like it's just a total piece of shit, and all of my feelings are just fictitious, like fleeting chemical concoctions within my body that I don't know, that just signaling me to take a dive into my subconscious mind and figure out what's brewing down there. So I do research on him, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then instead of feeling an alleviation of like this like strange fever that I have, sorry, instead of feeling like alleviation from the fever I have over him, it got worse. My like, not obsession's a horrific word to use because it's not like I'm not fucking stalking the guy, but I am absolutely infatuated with him. I'm absolutely infatuated with him, and it's giving me like problems internally. Like I'm very, very, very confused about my feelings towards him, and it's messing me up. So I have to go and do like work on myself and be like, why do you feel like this? Why do you feel this way, you strange little girl? And then identify why the fuck I feel this way about him. I feel so strongly, like I want to protect him at all costs, and anybody who tries to hurt him, I want to like throw them into the pits of hell and eat them. That's so strange. I don't feel this way about men. I do not feel this way about men. But like I was listening to his music, and then I was watching his movies, and then I was listening to people talk about him. And it got worse. Like it was like it went from like a fever, like a low grade fever of like to like a high grade fever of like and like I was laying on the floor kind of confused about my feelings. And I sat there for a minute just like in awe and totally struck down by like how wrong I was, how I really thought that if I had just done research on him, then I would just be like fucking over him in a heartbeat. I'd be like, he's just another one of those fucking weirdos out there in Hollywood, like just a fucking weirdo, and he's probably just a total fucking loser and an asshole, just like all of them, right? It's like a huge reason I didn't want to like get into acting or really pursue a career in like theater or anything, even though I had like this like total fucking obsession with theater and I loved it so much, and I love opera and I love movies and media and music, and I wanted to be a part of that. But then at a young age I had like that snap realization that like all of these wrinkles and stuff that people get, like actors get, they get out of lying. And so anyways, I had like basically, long story short, you guys know I could talk for years. Long story short, I was like, he's probably just gonna be another one of those assholes out in Hollywood. But instead he's like, he's not. And I am completely like head over heels for him, and it sucks. And it's not that I hate myself for it, but it's like I hate the way it's making me feel. I haven't felt this way since I was like very young, and it feels stupid. I feel childish. And like I said, like I want to just protect him and keep him safe and love him forever and destroy anybody who tries to talk shit about him or hurt him. And that's not okay. That's not okay. It's a dangerous thing for me to feel that way. And so I have to like go ahead and take moments out of my day and be like, you dumb bitch, how dare you have feelings. I'm kidding. But yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I'm just like, oh no. It went from being like, oh, like I love this character, I love Willard, I think that he's phenomenal and la la, and then I was like, I bet the actor's just an asshole. And then I was like, let's go look it up. And then I was like, you just played yourself, you dumb bitch. Now you love him even more. Congratulations, bozo queen. And then I was like, oh no. No. So thank you so much for giving me these feelings that are extremely conflicting, confusing, and they're penetrating every aspect of my brain and soul. I'm confused and I don't know why, and I can't pinpoint it, and it's becoming like like oh no. So I'd like to just take a moment to thank him for existing, because goddamn motherfucker, what the fuck, are you serious? How dare you make me feel a way? But yeah, and then I guess because I feel this way, and it's so rare for me to feel this way, when something outside of myself makes me feel this way, and like I have to protect it at all costs. I feel like I'm like, oh my god, I don't know. I love his art. I love everything about him. I love his quirkiness and his strangeness and his cute ears and his beautiful face and his music. And it's just not okay. And I made a joke. I made a reel, right? I was like, ha 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 ha, like joking about it before I did like real research on him, right? I should never do that. If I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and I wouldn't do any research on him. And eventually, over the months, I know that it would alleviate some of this like strange, like caught up tension of like strange emotions, like hyperfixation or something like that. It's not obsession because it's not like that, but this like I don't know, this crush I have, it would fleet, it would be gone in like a couple weeks, right? I'd forget about it, whatever. But then I did research on him and it became like more solidified, like, oh no, I love this person and I can't explain why. It's just like at a soul level, it's like on a molecular level. I'm just like, protect him at all costs. And it's just rare for me to feel that way, so thank you so much. I think that's why I also love art and artists because they're so peculiar. And like as a kid, I was extremely peculiar. Um, and perhaps it's like the real first identification I've ever had with somebody, like as fucking weird as me, but like they're doing it externally, and I feel like I have to hide myself because I'm scared of these feelings I have. And so, yeah, I think that's what it is. When you see somebody doing the thing that you wish that you could do and saying the things that you wish you could say and just existing in such a raw way, I think that you want to defend them and you want to protect them because there's a part of you that loves them, because there's like a resonance, it's like a frequency, it's like some kind of strange attraction to like people, and it's fucked up, it's really fucked up, and it must be primal because it's scary. That's enough. I'm not going to say anything else. I have to fix this right here. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I could go on for hours and hours and hours about why the fuck I like what the fuck, you know. Yeah, I gotta fix this right here, and it's just so annoying. I do have a hairline that kind of I have this like werewolf wolfman Hispanic hairline. My hair does kind of like slowly creep to my eyebrows right here, and I look like a fucking werewolf sometimes. And some days I'm cool with it. I'm like, okay, whatever, you go, wolf bitch, go. And then other days I'm like, you hairy hoe. I'm just kidding, I'm not hairy. But it's just right here. And I've shown my friends it because I don't know, I overshare with people. I'm extremely vulnerable with people that I love and adore. And I love and adore my friends. That's why they're my friends. So I will send them the like most insane shit at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I laugh about it. I think it's hilarious. And then they're like, "Hey, are you on your medication? Are you okay?" And I'm just like, I thought we were friends. I thought you understood my humor. I thought this was, oh, so now it's not a safe place for me to exist. Thank you so much. No, but it's just really funny because I have a very, very niche humor. It's very dark and stupid and deranged and confusing. And so I think only people that have gone through the amount of trauma that I've gone through really truly understand it. And so I think I'm like, okay, well, my friends have gone through similar kinds of traumas. They must understand my niche stupidity. And then sometimes they're just like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, oh no, I'm alarming people. I'm alerting the press. Like, oopsies. Whoopsie daisies. You know what I mean? You ever do a whoopsie daisies with your friends? in the midst, in public. But then other times I'll share these feelings I have with people, and they're like, you know what, I'm so glad somebody said that. And I'm like, yay, we're all talking about how we feel now. Look how great it is to start a conversation in which it helps others communicate better. Isn't that fantastic? Shut up, girl. Shut the fuck up. It's great. But yeah. So anyways, I made like a reel. I lied. I said I wasn't going to talk about him anymore. I made a reel and I was like, he has definitely changed something in me. Like I definitely, like Willard changed something deep within me. And out of nowhere, these people out of the woodwork popped up and they were like, I love Crispin. And I was like, it was before I did research on him. And I was just like, okay. And they were like, I loved him for 2 decades. like out of the abyss. It was so strange because I didn't understand. Like, I understand very clearly now the obsession, like the strange. Let me just try to explain. Out of the abyss, like, I made this reel and I was like, ha ha ha, you know, like, I love Willard, blah blah blah. And then out of the abyss, these people came and they were like, I love Crispin. And like whispers, like, you know how Voldemort whispers from the back of the guy's head in the first Harry Potter movie? He's like, do the thing. Yeah, they were like, I love Crispin. And I was like, yeah, like, Willard was really good. I loved it. I'm really obsessed with the character. I literally laid on the floor. I was just... That's my son's phone. I was like, I laid on the floor and cried for like an hour or two because it hit something so deep within me and it was extremely confusing. So, yeah, and I was just being honest and intimate with strangers, as I do online. Just really honest. And they were like, like Voldemort, like, they're like, I've loved him since Charlie's Angels. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess he was in that. Like, I was just kind of like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then it went from that to them being like, he has had me in a chokehold for 2 decades. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, so wow, he's got fans out here. This is great. I remember him from American Gods, so I'm gonna go rewatch that. Like, I was just totally chill about it, but like still, like, on the inside I was confused at first. And then I did more research on him, and then like these people in the comments were like, you should look him up in this movie. Like, it was just, I was getting all these strange vibes and I was like, who are these people? That's strange. I usually don't interact with these kind of people. But I'm grateful because they're giving me tons of like media to go consume, which I love consuming media. So I was like, okay, I'll go consume more media and I'll do more research on him because I like when I find a good actor that I can relate to, or that, I don't know, makes me feel a certain way, you know? And so then I did more research on him, and then, like, I think I told you guys, it got worse. It went from just a fever, like, being like, wow, this is a really amazing experience, to like, then I was like, I love Crispin too. And we were all in the shadows, like, where all of us are in the shadows, just like, and I'm like, God damn it. Motherfucker's got a chokehold on every goddamn psycho bitch out here. I was like, he has no idea. There's like an army of like shadow walkers that are just like that completely are like enamored and obsessed with him as much as I am. But these people, they were like, for 2 decades I have loved him and he's had me in a chokehold. And I didn't understand the chokehold thing. I was like, yeah, you know. It made me feel a certain way, and I'm very confused about it. But then they were like, and then, like I said, then I was in the shadows too, and we were all in unison, like under the staircase, grabbing people's feet, being like, Master Crispin. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh my god. It was such a funny thing because it started so innocent. I was innocently curious about this movie and I felt like some magnetism towards it, and I was like, well, you know, whatever, I'll go ahead, you know, my husband's working nights, I have all night to consume media, and I stay up till very early in the morning, so it's very like peaceful. I go outside and I just stare at the stars, and I'm into astrology and astronomy, and also I like record UFOs and stuff on my night vision goggles because I'm kind of weird. And I spend my like lonely time at night just looking at the moon, and then like considering like how many people have looked at it before and stuff like that. I spend a lot of time alone at night until the like wee hours in the morning. I go to sleep around 5 a.m., but I'm up until then. So it's very calming at night, and it's so cool in South Texas at night. So I was like, okay, then I'll watch the movie. And then literally fucking knocked me on my ass. And then I was like, whatever. And then he literally knocked me on my ass. And I was like, I don't think I could ever forgive him for what he did. Like, he exists. He's out there. He's existed, like, for a very long time. He's existed 30 more years than I have. He's 60. And yes, I know. I was like, when I was born, he was 30. So he was where I'm at. And one day I'll be where he is. Like that thing. There's like a poem that talks about death, and it's like, one day I'll be where you are because I was where you're at, and one day you'll be where I am, and something like that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and so I was just I don't know, whatever, fuck it, fuck everything. So stop talking about it. Okay. Yeah, it was just so funny because I was like, I made a joke, and now that I like kicked myself in the teeth. What the fuck is life? Anyways, it sucks. It totally sucks. Everything sucks. I got new shoes. Can I show you? Do not pay attention to my runny as the pantyhose. But yeah, new shoes. I don't know how to show you other than that. Let me try to. Yeah. And then I accidentally showed my ass to everybody at Target. The wind was blowing, and I'm in a dress, but I have pantyhose on. Pantyhose. See, my tattoos are, but they're like opaque or whatever. They're see-through, and yeah, they're see-through. And so I went to Target. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go buy some more pantyhose, perhaps some white ones, perhaps some red ones, whatever. And so I got them, but okay, on the way into Target, I grabbed my purse to swing it up to put it in the cart because I'm just kind of like a lollygagger. I lollygag a lot. I do a lot of erratic movements, and I hit doors and stuff. I'm not aware of like how big my body is sometimes, so I ding my hands and my fingernails and my body parts on stuff. I get a lot of random bruises. But yeah, so I went to pull my purse up, and it grabbed the back of my dress and lifted it up to high heavens. And I didn't know it was happening until I looked down. I was like, what's it catching on? And this man and his wife were behind me, and he was like ushering her like away from me, like I was like purposefully like he had showed up to a peep show or something. And I was just like, honey, baby. Oh, got my contact. Sorry. I was like, honey, baby, it was an accident. It wasn't like I was intentionally trying to fuck your husband. Like, go to hell, bitch. That's disgusting. Nobody wants him. I don't even know why you want him. Yeah, anyways. It's difficult for me to find men attractive. I find very feminine men attractive, and it's always like also slightly mentally ill. Extremely feminine men with a lot of femininity and expressiveness, and that I think it's attractive because I find women attractive. So when a man acts feminine or has feminine qualities, I'm just like, it's the best of both worlds. And then I'm like, no. Anyways, also, so I showed everyone my ass, and then there's like a bunch of foreign guys commenting on my videos, which is fine. It's okay, you do you. When I said my comment section was open for you to yap, I didn't think you were going to yap about trying to kidnap me and take me to your country. I'm married, I'm not interested, I'm not looking. And I'm not very good with, like, I can read Latin and Spanish really well. I just don't know how to speak it. But I can understand what you're saying, but I cannot yap to you. So, yeah, I'm not interested. The amount of foreign men trying to pick me up off of YouTube is alarming. And they keep trying to take me to their countries, and I'm not interested. Like, when I said you can yap in my comment section about whatever you feel, I didn't mean, like, sexualize me and then try to kidnap me or traffic me. Don't do that, motherfucker. Shit, goddamn. Thank you. And then, yeah. Yep, I'm sweating. It is hot in my house right now. And my whole face is gonna, it's like I put blush on right here, but I didn't. Damn. Fuck. Oh, so Facebook keeps trying to get me to, like, my birthday's coming up in a couple of days. I was born on the first day of autumn. Woo! I can't wait for autumn because it's the promise of cooler months in Texas. But it keeps telling me, like, don't you want to raise money for foundations? And I'm like, honestly, no, I don't. I hate that shit. I don't want to raise money for anything. When I was a kid, we used to, like, walk around with these little UNICEF boxes, and we would gather pennies for the school and shit like that, and I forgot about it. It was like a very distant memory. But yeah, every Halloween I had my pumpkin pail and then my UNICEF penny collector. And I forgot about that. And then you bring the pennies to school, and the school ships the pennies to whatever. Maybe not. But yeah, it was one of those memories that was, like, lodged in the crevices of the folds in my brain. Yeah. I don't know if I told you guys. I think I might have the other day. Maybe not. Because I forget. Like, sometimes I get insecure and I delete footage and I'm like, oh God, nobody's going to want to watch this. Especially not me. I'm not editing it. Delete. Like, shut the fuck up. And I'm, like, very, very hard on myself. And I need to not be, but I'm, like, immortally wounded. So it sucks. So I delete a lot of footage, which is good. Good footage. It's bad that I do it. So let me tell you my story. Let me tell you my tale. Well, I was in the Walmart parking lot and I was walking to my car, and who do I spy but one of those guys out of Houston that comes down here, and they, like, target women and isolate them in the parking lot and try to get them to go to their Jesus freak church. Now I'm dressed like this, and I see him looking at me, and I don't know, I think he took it as, like, I think he took it as a challenge because we locked eyes for a second. But I did that thing where I just thought about murder and I kept walking forward. But he followed me to my car and was screaming at me like I was a dog. And he was like, hey, woman, hey, how are you? Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. I was like, and so I had, like, a knee-jerk reaction, which I don't usually have. Usually I'm pretty good at controlling myself in public. God, I'm sweating so much. My hair is bleeding. Anyways, I'm usually pretty good at controlling myself in public, right? To an extent. So he's screaming at me and following me. And I'm, like, thinking about murder already. I'm like, murder and walk. Murder and walk. So I'm just like, and walk. You know? And then he goes, ma'am, how are you doing today? And I said, in my lowest voice, I said, not good, because I sold my soul to Satan. And then I kept walking. I turned my face to him, like, away from him, and I thought about murder again. I walked to my car. And he continues to follow me, screaming, say what? Say what? Say what? Like, and I guess I did not realize that, one, he, he's crazy. 2, I'm crazy. 3, I didn't bring my peace with me that day that I usually bring. 4, I was like, oh no, he's following me faster and screaming louder. I think I upset him. I could die. I was like, oh, I could die. Shit. I had an aunt that was followed home from work, and she was chopped up and put in a barrel, right? So I do not have an aunt anymore. So that's a reality I think about, like, because it happened to my aunt. So it can happen to anybody, man, woman, child, doesn't matter. But it happened to her. Some man was, like, infatuated with her and followed her home from work and chopped her up and put her in a barrel. Yeah, my mom told me that at a very, very young age. And it's stuck with me all these years. And so I take these kind of things very seriously. But for some reason, I snapped and I responded. Usually I'm pretty good at ignoring these kind of people. But I interacted with them, and then I really thought to myself, like, I could die. He could just chase me down and kill me right here. And he was chasing me down, and I was like, just keep thinking about murder and walk forward to your car and do not give him the time of day. So I did that, and I kind of kept it together, and I just like was like, fuck, you could die, but fuck it. Just, we're already knee deep in this, so don't go out like a bitch. That was literally the thought I had. And I was like, great. Fantastic. So I did. I walked to my car. I got in it. I threw my shit in the car. Walked it. Locked the door. Kept my face straight. I watched him through my peripherals. And he was like passing my car, and he kept taking carts and like pushing them very fastly, like past my car. And I was like, well, I didn't bring my, my piece de resistance. I did not bring my, that I usually bring with me, because I've been in a lot of situations that are very dangerous. So I know how to use one. I know how to defend myself. I've become acclimated to living in a tiny town of a lot of Christians. So they usually just steer clear of me. But this guy came out of Houston, so he brought some of the crazy down south. And I really appreciate it, because it's been such a long time since I've had a challenge. No, but yeah, I was really like, it's been such a long time since I forgot that there's people around the world that I have to defend myself from. Thank you so much for reminding me that I need to put that in my purse before I leave my house. Wow, I had felt so safe for so long. And I just, like I said, it was a knee-jerk reaction to tell him something. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. So anyways, he's pushing carts past my car. And I was like, fuck this. And I had the like fleeting thought, like, I could have hit him with my car, I guess, if he tries to like get in the car. But I had already locked the door. And he was just like, he like snapped, and he was like, God bless you, man. And I was like, kind of, all right, to him. And then it was that. Then it was over. But yeah, that was kind of freaky. It's always weird dealing with people who are super Abrahamic and like also addicts and possible traffickers. Because there's the tendency to die. You know what I mean? There's like a tendency to die. So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, woo, but whatever. I just forgot about, like, when I lived in San Antonio, I would leave the house, and every time I left the house, I was like, I could die on the way to the store, because I had been in a horrific car wreck, and I had almost died on the way to my job. I was going to an aura reading class, and I got T-boned, and I flipped like 8 times in the air and landed on the opposite side of the highway. It was weird, but it was kind of cool, because like I was able to like die and come back, and it was like oblivion. And for a very long time I thought that I had gone to hell, because like every time I was like on the internet, like Courage the Cowardly Dog, researching like life after death, and what does a vastness of, like, what is the black vastness of like darkness and stuff like that. Because when I died, it was all like I was in 0G, and everything was black, and there was no sound, no nothing, no feelings, no awareness. It was nothing. It was actually very peaceful and extremely like intoxicatingly peaceful. Like, to me it was heaven. And when I tell people that, they're like, oh, you must have went to hell, there was no bright light. And I was like, honey, that sounds like hell. Have you ever turned on a fluorescent light and it does that thing where you're fucking like, you hear like a grenade going off, and it like that's just like, to me, light is hell. So being in that darkness was really like, if I've never been addicted to hard drugs, I've actually never smoked anything in my life, so I can imagine that is what people chase. That peace is what people chase. It felt like being suspended in oblivion and ecstasy. And I can understand why addiction is dangerous. But at that moment in my recovery, like coming back to life and everything, after the wreck, like coming back into my body and being alive and aware, it's so loud. Everything's so loud and it's so much and it's so full. Life is very, very full, you know? But yeah, I felt bad because everyone was like, oh, you must have gone to hell. And I was like, well, it didn't feel like hell. It was really nice. But then I had so much more empathy for addicts. And I was like, I understand. It was so nice. But it's not your time. You don't need to keep chasing that. You have to stay here with all the fullness and do something really amazing with that fullness. And then alleviate somebody else's suffering by pouring into their cup. You know what I mean? Like, art is so cool because it's like, well, first of all, it's not describable with like big boy human words. There's like a subconscious chemical reaction that happens through observing beauty and art. You know what I mean? If you don't, you should go to a gallery, a really interesting gallery. And some of my favorite people, okay, I have a lot of friends that are artists. They have a smell on them. You can smell like, it's almost like you could smell their soul because they are just penetrating the air with their aura. They're so, they are intoxicating. Artists are so beautiful. They're like not even real. They're like fucking angels. They're like gods on earth creating, like truly, truly. Every time I meet an artist, it's like I can tell because they're so full of this strange energy and it is intoxicating to be around them, and they are very alluring and beautiful. And I love talking to them and picking their brains because they're so quiet sometimes. And you can see behind their eyes like the light and the fullness, and that they use all the fullness of life, the raw and fullness of life, to create something that everybody else can like experience. Yeah, and it's so cool. I don't know. There's this one guy. He used to do art, and then we would hang it at the shop I worked at. And he would bring in new pieces, and he sold them for like thousands of dollars. And they were so good that they sold for thousands of dollars. And I really wanted to commission a piece from him of like a bride in a veil, but in her hands, it wasn't. It was just the top. It was like her neck down and like into her breast area, and then like tiny death hawk moths all over her like dress, and then her holding like a anatomically correct human brain in its casing, and just like stuffed her. He was so good. So I had actually talked to him about commissioning a piece, and he was like, yeah, okay, so I could do that for like $600. You pay me $300 up front and then $300 whenever I finish it, and it should take about 1 to 2 months to complete. I never got it done, but it was something that I really wish I would have got done, because the way I saw it and the way he did his art, he envisioned what I saw. Like, that communication was so intimate and delicious and beautiful. I was like, I really want to see like a bride, and she's like, veiled, and the veil is covered in moths, and then she's holding like this anatomically correct brain. And it's like just completely like sloppy and beautiful and like very graphic, you know what I mean, like very almost realistic. And he was really good at painting like these realistic captivating paintings. So I don't know, he was so cool. He was such an amazing person. Holy shit, all artists are amazing people, and they're all so quirky and cute and adorable, and I love them. And I'm just like, god damn, please just stand around me so I can smell you. Like, and no, nothing weird, but I can like the air around them tastes different. Do you know what I mean? Or am I just a fucking freak? Because if so, yeah, fine, I am. But if not, if you know what I'm talking about, they just smell different. They do. And I made a joke one time. I was like, yeah, I love the way they smell. Like, I think back in 2000, like 11. I told my friend that, and she posted a picture of Mr. Krabs being like, the smelly smell that smells smelly. You know that part where he's like, I smell something. The smelly smell that smells smelly. Anchovies. Like, yeah, anyways, I thought it was funny because, yeah, I was really trying to like intimately connect with her, like how I felt about certain things. And she was like, do you want a meme? Would you like to meme? Because she was an amazing artist. She still is. I think she was on, there's like an art team in middle school or intermediate school, and they went to like state competitions. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, she was so good at art. She used to do these comics in, how do you say, a home ec class. And she drew a comic of candy canes abducting cows. Instead of it being UFOs and aliens, it was like cows getting abducted, like sucked up in tractor beams, but there was candy canes. And I guess she was saying that it was like how mint kind of takes over everything, peppermint takes over everything. And so it was kind of cool. I don't know, it's weird because sometimes you could talk to them and they understand you. I guess it's like person to person. My duck is really quacking outside. I need to go check on her. Her name's Taco. I need to go check on her. I'll talk to you guys later. But yeah. Are you an artist? Do you like art? Let me know. And if not, that's cool too. Whatever. Like, yeah, I guess. Like, whatever. Fuck, I'm gonna hate editing this, guys. God damn it. But you know what? I need to edit it. I need to do the thing. I need to just be honest and real. And just keep being honest and real. And not slip into those dark, murky waters of isolation. Unless you're playing Alien Isolation, which was an excellent game. I've screamed my fucking ass off watching my husband play Alien Isolation to the point where we're both smacking each other like, and he's like, and we're like, so funny. I'm like, fucking hide, and he's like, where do I fucking hide? I'm like, I don't know. And then he gets eaten, and I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah, so anyways, let me like reel it in. Alien Isolation is a really good game. It's lots of fun, and I think you'd enjoy it if you like horror, xenomorphs, and jump scares out the ass. But I would play it on, like, they have like a nightmare mode or hard mode. I think he put it on hard mode, not like the hardest mode, but definitely the mode that was like, how do you say, like second to last on the hard scale. And it's a lot more fun that way because the xenomorph, the alien, that motherfucker is crazy. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.